everyone, and guess what I'm making today? I'm making the jalapeno crema that I told you about, which is so delicious, and this is what we're going to need for it. Some red onion, I'm using about 4 decent sized jalapenos, 1 tomatilla, and maybe 4 cloves of garlic. I have 3 cloves of garlic that I'm going to add to this. I'm just going to cut stuff up over here. I guess I will probably just slice the garlic into pieces. And I'm going to start by getting my pan on. I'm going to put it on a medium heat. I'm going to wash these, cut the tops off, wash the tomatilla, and I'll be back. So I've cut like a quarter of my onion. Depends if it's a smaller onion, you can cut less. You can put more onion if you want. I have sliced my garlic cloves just like into thirds. And you're just going to take your jalapenos like this, and just basically you want to cut the tops off. So don't cut too far, you don't want to expose any seeds. You just want to cut the top off so you can chuck that. And then let me just see how my tomatilla looks, because that's going to depend on whether or not I use it. Okay, good. So you're going to take the skin, the exterior skin thing off your tomatilla. You're just going to rinse this off because it can be a bit sticky. And we're going to get everything in the pan once ready. Okay, so again, they're going to look like this. Tomatilla is nicely washed, and the last one I'm just going to cut. Okay, so we're just going to put all this in the pot on medium heat, kind of let it low boil, maybe about 15 minutes. Let's just do this so you can see. Okay, so that's the beginning process, and I'll be back. And I've just put a cover on the pan, on my pot like this, with it ajar, just to help get the boiling process going. Again, it's at a medium heat. I don't want this on a high boil. Okay, it smells really nice in this kitchen. I'm just trying to turn the jalapenos over. You can see, I don't know if you can see, the color on one side has definitely changed. It's gotten softer, darker green. And the tomatilla is probably not going to turn over well. It usually doesn't. Usually and I don't want to burst it, but, oh, there you go. It did turn. So I'm just going to let this go for a few more minutes, like this, and I'll be back. Okay, I've just taken this off the heat. Everything looks like it's nice and soft. I'm not going to necessarily poke stuff, but it just looks like it's changed color. The texture has changed, and it's been like 15 minutes. And actually, the medium boil, probably I would have put a little lower, so I think this is good. What I'm gonna do now is just give it a few minutes before I put this into my Blendtec. Now you can put it in a food processor if you don't have a high-powered blender as I do. So you can put it in a food processor and pulse it, you know, add the other stuff I'm gonna show you in a moment, but I'm gonna get all of this in the blender in maybe 3 to 5 minutes. Alright, I'm going to start putting this stuff in the blender. So I'm just using a big slotted spoon. I thought I might use the twister jar, which is smaller, but I'm just going to put everything into my regular sized blender. And then we're just gonna get out the onions and garlic pieces in here. I would also keep the water just in case you feel you need to add any, because the water has obviously got the flavors of the jalapeno and the onions and garlic and all that in there, but you might not need it. So I'm just going to put my blender on the base, and I'm going to start pulsing. Okay, you see how easily it pulses when you got a Blendtec. Love this machine. Now we're going to add our 1/3 cup of oil and a teaspoon of salt, and we're just going to blend it until smooth. And I opened up the top of the blender, and the smell, let's see if you can see the smoke. You see that steam? The smell of that pepper is just so, I mean, I love it. But you can feel it in your lungs a little bit. Okay, so I guess I'm putting a teaspoon of salt, or just about a teaspoon. You can add less if you think you don't want as much. And 1/3 of a cup of oil. And I would also say, like, depending on the creaminess level, you could add more oil, or you can add more of the liquid. So let's get started on the blending. I'm just gonna do this on a low setting. Look at the beautiful creaminess of this jalapeno crema. No dairy, just oil. Beautiful consistency. It will go into your squeeze jar perfectly. And there's some on the lid here. I'm just gonna taste a little. Just dipping my chip right in here. Okay. Nice kick. I love this sauce. Definite spice. Goes great on anything. We love spice in this house, so tacos, nachos, loaded potatoes, whatever you want. This is a delicious sauce. Jalapeno crema, not hard to make. And this gives you just about 2 cups with the 4 nice sized jalapenos. And that's all, guys. We're gonna enjoy. And I just want to show you guys that this is pretty much almost a perfect amount for this squeeze jar, just about 2 cups. And that's a good load of jalapeno crema as far as I'm concerned. And it's delicious. Let me know if you try it. And I will see you guys in the next video.